Hi, I'm Lynette Xanders, Wild Alchemy. I am a qualitative researcher, a brand strategist, a cultural realigner, workshop facilitator, and an author. I have worked for some of the biggest and best brands and agencies in the world. I have learned a great many things on how to overcome common ills, and I want to share them with you. Today, I want to talk to you about doing internal surveys. Might sound a little crunchy, but they're really important. Some companies do them. I will say that most of the time, HR does them, and I would be surprised if anybody ever read them. And I say that because most people, when I say I want to do an internal survey, go, we do one every year, nobody ever reads it. I'll give you an example. It was a web development firm, and I wanted to ask my questions to the group. And I find that an objective third party, they tell me things that they don't tell the clients, especially the HR. And they said, one guy was like, every year I put in there that our coffee sucks. Every year. It's been 10 years. Nothing's ever happened. I don't think anybody reads it. This is a waste of time. So before I implemented the survey or did any of the workshops, I said, we need a new coffee company tomorrow. New vendor. Just get new coffee in the office, like right now. And they did it. And all of a sudden, everybody was like, oh, we were heard and we were seen. And now maybe I'm slightly less jaded and maybe I'm a little more excited about what this process could bring. It's really important, I believe, that people believe that people want to know this information, that leaders and managers want to know this information. The survey that I use, I've got some questions that I've used for years and years. One of them is, what lifts you up at work? And on a 1 to 10 scale, how happy are you? I've talked about happy meter in another video. How happy are you? Some people are, is that at work or is that at home? And I'm like, well, if they're wildly different, then maybe you should do both and think about that, because you have one bucket of time and energy. So the breaking up work life from home life, I don't necessarily think is accurate. But where are you on that meter? What lifts you up, makes your heart sing, and what brings you down? What drains your energy? And those are open-ended questions. I asked people to evaluate their capability on a 1 to 10 scale. How good are you at your job, or how confident are you that you have what you need to do your job well? And I also evaluate attitude, 1 to 10. How do you think you show up at work? These questions help in many ways. I would then do a workshop with managers and leaders. There's often some insight on, usually around communication or lack of clarity, things that managers need to know and leaders need to know, and they probably often need to be trained on how to improve. They may have said something 40 million times, but there are some techniques for communication. What are the 3 things I need you to do, and what are the 3 things you need from me in order to do it, is one example. Feedback frameworks can make that a little stickier and more helpful. But I also do workshops then with the team and say, okay, lifts. What lifts us up? Saying thank you to each other is one of the, gratitude is one of the easiest, least expensive ways to change morale. And we just kind of forget to do it. We just kind of think, no, he's not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. So we talk about how to have more lifts, little victories, celebrating wins before we move on to the next project, even if it's a 15-minute, Snoopy dance. Drains, we would break out what's in our control and what's not in our control. And the things that are in our control, how do we reduce or remove those? And the things that are not in our control, how do we formulate asks for our organization to see if we can reduce or remove some of these drains? Usually it's around process, and that's because processes get added, but nothing ever gets taken away. So this is an opportunity to say, you know what, that's not working for us anymore. Let's not do that. Let's do this instead. And what I find happens is that people they take ownership of their happiness at work, of the culture. Culture is not top down. Culture is pinky swears and side eye. What are we going to agree that we're going to do to work together better? And how are we going to not self-police all the fun out of our work days? This used to be, and still agencies, I think, have in-office days. But in the day, there were kegs and pool tables and ping pong tables and all kinds of things in agencies. And I would go in to kind of figure out why they were having morale issues. And I was like, nobody's ever at the pool table. Nobody's drinking from the keg. And my creatives often would go, oh, I'd get side eye. People were like, oh, you're not that busy. You can play. And they're like, well, that's where ideas happen, which is true. But culturally, they were getting shut down because of the, oh, you're not busy enough. So the agreements that we would have with each other is, I'm going to trust you to get your work done, and that's what you need in order to do your best work. Know thyself and design accordingly. What do you need in order to do your best work? Doing these internal surveys helps individuals kind of say, God, I haven't even thought about that really. What affects my happiness and what can I do about it? Oh, so alignment starts from within. Internal surveys are the best, easiest way to do that. I would say don't make them too long. Don't make them all multiple choice. If you can get an objective third party to do it, they will tell them secrets that they won't tell you, like me, and then do something about it. Have a little workshop, talk about it, make some agreements. If you only changed one thing as a result of learning this information, it's still going to be worth it. Revolution is a series of 10-degree shifts, not 180-degree shifts. So if you want more insight, tools, books, courses, how-tos, I got more videos, but you can also call me. Shoot me a note and let me know what you're struggling with. And find more at wildalchemy.com.